Catholic leaders are also worried that the new legislative session in New York in January will focus on an important end-of-life issue, legalizing assisted suicide. They would be following 10 other states who have already passed laws allowing it. Those are Vermont, Colorado, Hawaii, Maine, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, California, and the District of Columbia. Montana has also legalized assisted suicide through a state Supreme Court decision. Joining us now to talk more about this is Kristen Curran, Director of Government Relations for the New York State Catholic Conference. Kristen, thanks for being with us again.
Hi, Christine. Thanks for having me.
So, Kristen, as we just saw, that map includes two of New York's neighbors, New Jersey and Vermont. It's an election year, so how concerned are you that New York will make assisted suicide legal in the next legislative session?
I'm very concerned, Christine, to your point about our close neighbors there having already legalized assisted suicide. I'm sure it's going to increase the urgency felt by our lawmakers here. We usually like to be matching our neighbors, especially when it comes to the bigger issues. And like you said, it's an election year, so we're facing the possibility of a lot of change that could definitely alter the trajectory of assisted suicide, which, as you know, has stalled the past several years. But we're definitely worried that these changes could bring about a new, zealousy to get the bill passed.
Yeah, and after Roe was overturned in June, New York has been doing everything it can to keep abortion legal in the state. Do you think there's any correlation between that and this renewed push for assisted suicide?
I do. I think that one of obviously the largest talking points that lawmakers use here in New York to defend, promote, and expand abortion is that argument of bodily autonomy. And so I think the arguments for assisted suicide usually run along the same lines, that it should be somebody's personal choice and that it's their body to do with what they choose. So definitely a similar argument being used. So I do think there's a correlation, and that'll be used as sort of another bolstering argument for those that want to see it passed.
Right, and our neighbor to the north, Canada, legalized assisted suicide 6 years ago and continues to talk about expanding who's eligible from the disabled to now maybe even so-called mature minors. It's almost like it could become a routine medical option there.
Exactly. That's what it seems to be headed toward in Canada, and I think what we're seeing out of there, it's very scary for us because it's almost like in real time we're watching all of our arguments about it being a slippery slope happen in real time. So we're seeing just how quickly they've gone from that supposed unique and infrequent circumstance to almost everybody being eligible for it, and it's very scary to see how they're devaluing life.
And what do they mean by mature minors? What minor is mature? What age?
Right, and reading about it, you can see that there's no real definition tied to that, and it seems that it would be the government's decision as to who qualifies as a mature minor. So very scary stuff to think about.
Wow. So what can Catholics in New York do to prevent assisted suicide from becoming legal?
Well, we always encourage everybody, pro-life people in New York, and it can be hard to be a pro-life person in New York, but we always encourage Catholics and those that are pro-life to keep in touch with your elected officials and make sure that they know that you're here, how you feel, and that you stand against these policies. There are opportunities to become engaged, through us, through our website. So definitely seek out opportunities like that to stay in touch with elected officials and make your voices heard.
All right, Kristen Curran, Director of Government Relations for the New York State Catholic Conference. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks so much for having me, Christine.
If you'd like to get involved and take action against assisted suicide, just go to the New York State Catholic Conference's website, nyscatholic.org. Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti, anchor of Curran's News. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button on this video. And if you want to see more content just like it, subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, because we are putting your faith in the news.